This week's speech from Charles. Please welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am probably the most boring person you will ever meet. So, if you're feeling a little tired, please feel free to allow my speech to be a sweet melody which will send you off to dreamland. There are 4 things I'm going to talk about in my speech today. Number 1, I'm an only child. Number 2, I like video games. Number 3, I like ninjas and pirates and ninja pirates. Number 4, I am very, very boring. So, I'll get started. I was born in Mannheim, Germany, where I lived until I was the ripe old age of 6. I feel like I squandered my opportunity for cultural immersion, as the extent of my German is that I can count to 30 and say good morning. After a few years in Germany, we moved to a little town called Savannah, Georgia. Now, it was here that I had one of my most formative experiences. I, in my infinite wisdom, decided to encroach upon the territory of some fire ants. Did I mention I was barefoot? Did I mention I was naked? I learned my lesson as I was having ants hosed off me by my father. The lesson is, don't play with fire ants while nude. After a few years there, we moved to another small town called Fort Leonard Wood, or as the local residents call it, Fort Lost in the Woods. It was here that I developed a fascination for video games, including the granddaddy of them all, the Sega Genesis. I'm sure we can all remember playing Streets of Rage and Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, remember. So, after a few years there, we moved to another little town that I actually consider home, Lawton, Oklahoma. In high school, I had 4 best guy friends, and our favorite pastime was, you guessed it, playing video games. 4-player death matches in Halo and James Bond really bring a group of guys together. I'm going to go off on a bit of a tangent here, actually. My best friend in the whole world, her name is Marcia Bruno. She was born on August 31st, which makes her exactly a month and 9 days older than me, which she never lets me forget. She just had her first child. Her name is Amelia Bruno, and she's also my goddaughter. So, okay, in tangent. Back at the games. I also just started a little alias called Gamers-MTV. So if you are a gamer, or know a gamer, or know anyone who knows a gamer, please feel free to have them join on up. So, quick question. Have any of you here ever played a game with ninjas in it? Okay, well, I'll be honest, I have. Little game called Ninja Gaiden actually led me to my current obsession, which is ninjas. Now, ninjas are cool for 3 reasons, or at the very least 3 reasons. Number 1, they can blend in with shadows. Number 2, they can do all kind of crazy martial arts. Number 3, they can run on water. A friend of mine once said, ninjas only do 2 things, fight and die. That's cool. In fact, I like ninjas so much, I even got a tattoo. But, I'm not going to tell you where it is. Now, I also like pirates. Being all manly, cruising the high seas, pillaging and collecting treasure. Although the rickets, scurvy, and violent lifestyle did lead me to not enter the industry. So, this year, I decided to do something a little crazy, since Google is really big into Halloween. I decided to combine these 2 passions, and to become the world's first ninja pirate. That's me. So, overall, I'd say that I'm a pretty boring guy. I don't like parties, or large groups of people for that matter. I'm fairly antisocial, and my favorite place to be is usually at my apartment. Now, I think actually Sunday is my favorite day, because that's when I feel most comfortable. If you don't do anything Friday or Saturday, people think you're lame and boring. So, Charles, what'd you do on Saturday? Nothing. Lame. So, Charles, what'd you do on Sunday? Nothing. Awesome. So, to conclude, I'd like to thank you very much for listening to the most boring guy you'll ever meet.